Boys, girls, and everyone else, welcome back to another Destiny Rising video where we're talking about Umeko. Umeko is the newest legendary hero that came to the game, and arguably, in some cases, maybe as good as a mythic hero. If you want to build her out to be super good as a free-to-play, or just anyone for that matter, but especially free-to-play because she is easy to obtain and you can get her literally for free just with your natural pulls that you get, make sure you watch this video to the very end. And if you want just more Destiny Rising daily videos, upwards of 1 to 2 videos a day, make sure you like and subscribe because, well, we're doing that here. Now, let's jump straight into the build. Now, her kit overall is quite awesome. So she does come with a scout rifle and a sniper rifle, which is really good if you have already been upgrading Tan 2 because they use the same exact weapons, which means my fully kitted out god roll of my total lockdown can be used on my Umeko. Same with my several times now upgraded Borealis, which is a beefy of a sniper. It also allows you to toggle in between all 3 elements, which really helps Umeko have a ton of different flexibility in her kit. Now, in addition to the rest of her kit. So if we look at her relic abilities, and for the record, those are the weapons that I would recommend you going with, is Total Lockdown and the Borealis. That's it. I mean, you could go with the 40,000 side reel year, but honestly I've only ever used the Borealis because I got it on the 7 and 14 day events, so that's the only one I'm going to speak to with a very high 7 and 14 day login event, but this is the only one I'm going to speak to because it's just amazing for an exotic. You can literally have any and all of the elements and it's just fantastic. So anyway, moving on. Relic abilities, if you're not familiar with her kit, so her super is Singularity Shuriken. So Umeko throws her super enchanted Shuriken, inflicting 4 stacks of Shadow's Curse, which is going to be giving them increased damage from fire team equal to 5.4% of the number of Shadow Curses stacks. The maximum number of stacks can apply is increased to 3, and the maximum number of stacks Singularity Shuriken can apply is increased to 4. All right, so, and at 1 dealing void damage, the Shuriken will also slice through a space itself, creating a brief singularity that deals void damage, pulls in combatants. So let's show the video real quick. This is what it looks like. So, aim it above, throw it above, and it like sucks everyone and just kills everything. And you see you got somebody like sort of frozen up there. So super good for damage, super good for CC. Fantastic. Moving on to her signature 1. So this is Shadow Shuriken. So Umeko throws her Shuriken, inflicting Shadow Curse, which we already talked about, and dealing void damage. Combatants inflicted with 3 or more stacks of Shadow Curse take additional instance of damage. Let's show you the video real quick. So you can see you want to aim it, sort of bounce it off the ground is what he's doing. And then bam, shalam, everyone just dies. Super sick. And then the other one, this is where she gets a little bit of flexibility, both in mobility as well as healing and invisibility. Now, what is this good for? Well, healing is good almost for all game modes. Some amount of sustainability is super, super good. Now, the mobility increase is what it's crazy for. So Umeko instantly gains invisibility and gains a 40% acceleration. 40% acceleration bonus. So you're going to be zooming through things. And this is really good for any of those time trials that you want to get through within a certain amount of time, as well as if you just want to, I don't know, what's the new game mode? Not new game mode, but what's the game mode? Let's look real quick. So if you go to activities, I always look down when I'm on mouse and keyboard. And what is it? It's the timed ones. Is it not Gauntlet? No, I'm gonna think of it. I'm gonna see it and be like, oh, obviously. No, it definitely is not any of those. It's like a strike. It's a time strike. Bruh, now it's bothering me. Not the legacy. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's not shifting gates. It's not under casual. Bro, what is it? I'm actually losing my mind. Anyway, you get the idea. Singularity Chaos? Is that what I'm thinking of? Singularity Chaos? No. Bro, I'm actually losing my mind. On God. What is it? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Put it in the comments, and I'm going to rage when I finally see it because I'm like, oh, no shit, that's what it is. Anyway, going back to the kit, so her ability of moving really, really quick is fantastic, along with the healing ability. If you look at her weakness, her weapon mastery, weaknesses perceived, is going to be Umeko's, so level 1, when Umeko's shots hit combatants weakened by her own Shadow's Curse, they deal an additional instance of void damage equal to 50% of the shot damage, and the damage just continues to grow. Relic trait 1, when Shadow Shuriken hits 2 combatants, Umeko absorbs 5 shadow energy. When it hits 3 combatants or more, she will absorb an additional 5 shadow energy. And then Relic Trait 2, when an ally comes into contact with the Void Healing Array, they gain Void Step until the aura expires, which is going to basically be the same thing where they get the 40% increase of acceleration and the invisibility. Last but not least, at Relic Trait 3, so when an elite or stronger combatant is defeated while inflicted with Umeko's own Shadow Curse, they will generate 1 Redeeming Light, which is what? Combatants take increased damage from the fire team equal to 5.4% the number of Shadow Curse stacks. Dude, she just basically is going to make your whole team do more damage. When Umeko deals weapon or weapon mastery damage, she absorbs shadow energy based on the damage dealt efficiently. Efficiently is increased when using a scout rifle. When combatants inflicted with Shadow's Curse are defeated, Umeko will absorb an additional 15 Shadow Energy. When Shadow Energy reaches the max of 100 and Shadow Shuriken charges aren't full, Umeko will consume all Shadow Energy to gain 1 charge of Shadow Shuriken. When in the Void Step state, Umeko will absorb Shadow Energy with 25% greater efficiency when Shadow Energy overflows. So basically this means you're basically going to be able to spam between the Shadow Shuriken and the Void Step is what it's telling you. So keep that in mind when we look at her traits, or her artifacts, which we're going to talk about right now. I don't have the most ideal ones on her, so I want to show you so you can truly get the best activities or the best bang for your buck when it comes to it. So let's go to Adventure, the bottom, Singular Chaos. So the first one is Abundant Planistism. I got the tism apparently. Casting signature abilities restores 0.86% health every second for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So basically, if you just keep stacking your abilities, which you're going to be able to do the whole time, you're going to have just a consistent amount of healing going through to you. Moving on, we have Talisman of Luxuriance. So targeted heals by the wielder's ability also gains a 4.2% overshield lasting 6 seconds for every 20 seconds they've lost. And of course, this is all at level 1 that I'm reading you, and it goes up incrementally from there. Slot 3. So casting any ability increases the damage dealt by 6.3% for 10 seconds. So again, we're going to be able to basically keep casting our abilities nonstop. So we're almost always going to have this ability or this damage dealt increased up at all times. Moving on. And then there was a third slot here that it basically made you deal damage with precision shots as long as you're not moving. There's a time and a place for that for some characters, but with a character that's one of their signature abilities is going to make you move faster, you don't want to hinder yourself and not have the ability of moving faster. So this allows you to keep moving faster, deal additional damage, spam your abilities, and you just deal consistent high percent of damage the whole time. Last but not least, we have Bellico's Planetesimal. So casting signature abilities grants plus 10.5% weapon damage for 6 seconds. Again, we're going to basically have 100% uptime of our abilities. So you're going to be casting them out the wazoo, giving additional 10.5% weapon damage and just an additional damage dealt with everything, starting at 6.3%. And we're also going to be healing ourselves. So again, casting signature abilities restores health for every 5 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So basically, you're going to be able to deal consistent heals to yourself as well as just consistent damage bonuses to yourself, as long as you're just spamming your abilities. So spam your abilities, sweet Umeko, and you'll be doing fantastic things. Let's see if we missed anything in her kit. Again, I think she's really, really sick. The fact that she has a toolkit that is so close to Tan 2, at least in my book, is a win. Now, with that being said, for those of you that have used Tan 2, I don't know if I would actually recommend using Umeko as one of your top 3. The reason being is that I find myself running into a very consistent problem where I don't have somebody with enough power that has what is it called? Impact. So Impact is such a pain in the butt for me right now. There's other ones. Yeah, I guess it's just Impact is what I'm missing the most. Yeah, because I already have Precision and I have, So the biggest thing for me is that I don't have somebody that has Impact. So you could run Umeko with Tan 2 if you have somebody that has Impact like Yolder or someone else of that nature, or Gwen, and that way you don't have to worry about it. But again, I'm in a really bad predicament where I made the choice of Tan 2, Wolf, and then Kabar. I think it's how you say his name, Kabar. And I'm struggling. It's bad. It's real bad. So anyway, she is fantastic, and again, as a free-to-play, there's a higher possibility that you're gonna get more of her materials required to get all of these additional talent trees, which we haven't talked about yet. So let's talk about the talent trees real quick before we end the video. So Void Step gains a 2nd-tier effect. Using it dashes again within 6 seconds, grants Umeko invisibility and restores 287 health. So she gets additional health just for using it again. Spreading Shadows. Upon inflicting 3 stacks of Shadow Curse or more, Umeko's next shot will deal 50% additional damage and inflict the nearest target with a 20 meter radius with 1 stack of Shadow's Curse. Just stacking curses. Shadow Suruken can now ricochet up to 2 times, and all of its damage dealt is increased by 50%. So now she's going to hit more people and deal more damage with it. Increasing Singularity Shuriken, which is direct damage and Singularity damage by 25% each. Okay. Soul Salvation now generates 2 redeeming lights, and then healing effect is increased by 100%. Last but not least, Umeko's next Shadow Shuriken will be enhanced once every 60 seconds, increasing the radius by 100%, letting it inflict 3 stacks of Shadow's Curse at once for 8 seconds and granting it a vertical pull effect. Dude, she is a absolute beast, and then that was actually quite the look that she gives you. Interesting. But anyway, so super awesome legendary hero. I would strongly recommend utilizing her. She is quite literally, I don't want to say god tier, but like she is an S tier legendary. Right there next to Wolf. I think Wolf is the only other person that I put on S tier. And now that we know who Umeko is and her kit and the fact that she goes really well with all existing players that use Tantu, she's insane, guys. She's literally insane. So let me know what you guys think about her in the comment section below. Again, she is out of this world. I have a full playlist with all the different builds available to you. And if you want to see what a massive power spike looks like once you get to the next, I don't know, what is it called? The next acclaim level, then make sure you click on this video right now, because I'm sort of breaking it down as after we get through each hurdle, there's some pretty massive jumps in power that you don't want to miss out on. So make sure you click on this video right now.